Hello, hello, and welcome to Fab Friday. So for today's Fab Friday, we're going to start by creating a background. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take one of the 8-inch Chantilly doilies, which are beautiful, and I'm going to make a really tiny mark where the middle of my doily will be. And also, we're out of body wash, as my son was showing you there. His favorite flavor, his favorite scent too. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just collecting some supplies together because I want to create a background that will just peek out from underneath that doily, which is why I marked where the doily went. So I'm using pink stilettos and peachy keen. And as you can see, they're very, very bright, but I'm going to tone them down quite a bit. So I'm using my water brush and I'm just moving the color all around to kind of mix it up a bit, and then I'm going to take paper towel before it dries and take away a lot of that color. So now I'm just going to see how it looks with my doily, and I decide I need just a little bit more. So I'm just going to play here for a little while with my water brush and these colors, just doing that exact same thing. Mixing the colors around, blotting them up with paper towel until I have the color saturation I want, which is light, and until I have all of the color peeking out from behind the doily that I want. And now I'm going to take both those colors, the pink stiletto and peachy keen. Those are the colors that I'm using on this page, the two colorings from the Shimmers shop. And now I'm going to drop some of these splatters down to create kind of like a diagonal design with both those colors. And again, I'm going to go ahead and grab my paper towel and blot it away to give it a softer, more muted color, not so bright. And then I'm going to clean up because I clean up between everything. So as you can see, the color is just going to come out from right there between my doily. And now I'm going to work on the next part of my background. So I'm doing things in a little bit opposite order. I usually wait and don't put sequins on till the end of my layout, but today I'm going to put them on at the beginning. And these two sequin mixes are called Morning Dewdrops and Spring Fever. So I'm placing my doily down, and now I'm going to place sequins in among those splatters that I created, so that it looks like there's like a spray of sequins going down across the page. And I don't make you watch all this, so it's okay, because I know that that would be super duper tedious. The only rule that I had with regard to these sequins was that I didn't want to use the green ones, because I knew what I was doing with my sequins, what layout and picture I was using, and I didn't want green. And so I did the exact same thing now with the Morning Dewdrops. And I'm going to put them all away so that they don't end up all over my scrapbook room. And now I'm going to work with my photos. So this is a photo of my niece, and this is the third layout I've done with these pictures of her and the Wild at Heart collection from Coco Vanilla Studio. And you'll probably see many, many, many more layouts with it, because I have about 5 more photos of her to scrapbook from this photo session that I did. And I love this collection. It is my favorite. It is my absolute favorite collection ever, I think. Definitely this year. I loved it as soon as I saw the previews, and I bought all of it as soon as it came into the paper issues shop, like the exact day it came in. So, and I have 5 more gorgeous pictures of my niece to scrapbook. So while this is the first video that I'm doing of this collection and these photos, it definitely won't be the last. So I chose my I chose my background, and then I went through all the papers and got an idea of how I wanted to lay my pictures out. And I'm going to go ahead and ink most of these layers with Hickory Smoke Distress ink. And now I'm picking up the sequins that are underneath the edge here. I'm going to glue the edge down, and then I'm going to replace the sequins except on top of the pattern paper, because I do want this to look very integrated. So I want to make sure that the sequin, that line of sequins that I have going on, kind of repeats itself throughout the middle of the layout and doesn't just stop and start. So what I want to do now is I want to use I'm going to use the cut apart sheet, and I want that little red piece there that says Hello Gorgeous. That's going to be my title for this layout. And so I'm just going to cut it apart from the rest of the cut apart sheet and use that as my title on this layout. and I'm going to just taking a peek at everything. I could look at this collection forever and ever, and every time I make a layout, I end up going through all of my supplies and looking at them all, because it's just, I love it. Like I said, it is my favorite, maybe of all time, but definitely, absolutely, so far this year, this is my absolute favorite collection in line. So now I'm just trying to decide how I want to do my title. Do I want to just cluster stuff down in the corner? I'm going to go through all of my embellishments and all different pieces, and I decided I want to use a frame. And I had such a hard time picking which one I wanted and how I wanted to set these frames up. And when I watched the video back through, I almost wish I'd picked that blue one, but I didn't. And so I hope you like what I ended up choosing, because I went through and I did all of them. I put all of them up there beside her picture, and I really couldn't decide which one I wanted. So in the end, I decided to go with two. This floral one, and then that watercolored peachy pink one for the inside with the title over it. And then I went through the die cuts and I picked this little bow because I thought it would look so cute to make it look like my title was kind of hanging off the bow. And then these are from, I binge cut a ton of die cuts last week, and I still have a lot of them left over, but I love these leaves, and I cut just oodles and oodles of them, so I have them handy just to grab and attach to a layout. And so now I'm adding a little word sticker, and I want to bring some color, some of that bright bold color that's in beside the photo. I want to bring it over to the right side of the layout, but I don't want a lot. I just want something small that will grab some of the colors. And so what I just choose is this flower to kind of mimic the florals in the frame that I chose, and I'm just going to kind of tuck it in there and ink it up, of course. And so that will be all of the kind of embellishments that I use. And now I'm just going to go through with the sequins and pick out, I'm going to look at it first. I looked at it for quite a while. But I'm going to go ahead and grab some of the sequins. I'm just going to fill in some spots that I think look a little empty, and I'm going to bring the sequins down into my embellishment cluster to kind of continue that idea that the sequins have a diagonal line. And I wanted to make it so that your eye could just follow the sequins from the top of the page, and as it comes down, it's going to hit that embellishment cluster, it's going to hit the photo, and then continue through the layout. So that was my plan with those sequins, just to use them really as a way for something for the eye to kind of travel down through the entire layout. And that will complete our Fab Friday layout for today. I hope you enjoyed this, and you will be seeing more of these photos, I am sure, and this collection. Bye!